grade 2s and 3s, welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa and I have my friend with me here today. Let's say hi to everyone at home. Hello. Our topic this week has been, or rather our theme this week has been traditional and modern house and building materials. We have been learning all sorts of things like place values and drills. Today, before we begin, we need to sanitize our hands. So let us take our sanitizer. Remember, it is important to make sure that when you sanitize, you really go all over all your hands and even the tips of your fingers as well. And when you are done, you can check your social distancing by pressing your hands out and in front of you. Well done. Today's topic is tenses, phonics, and building up sentences. For our first exercise, we are going to turn to page 26. Here, we can see that we are dealing with tenses, past tense and future tense. Now remember, past tense means that the things that happened yesterday. Present tense means that these are things that happen right now. And future tense means that these are things that will happen tomorrow. Your job is going to be to rewrite the sentences in present, past, or future tense. Now let us look at the example together. At present, the little girl stands in the door. And then, yesterday, the little girl stood in the door. Tomorrow, the little girl will stand in the door. You can see that present, yesterday, and tomorrow were used. Let's take a look at number 1. Number 1 says, at present, the girl wears red shoes. You're going to take that sentence and change it as though it was a past tense to say, yesterday, the girl wore red shoes. And then for the one for the future, which is tomorrow, you will say, tomorrow, the girl will wear red shoes. Now I know for grade 3s, this is very simple. So I want you to please take your time. Remember to put full stops at the end of both of your sentences. And when you are done writing them, read them out loud so that they also make sense to you. Have fun making this worksheet your own. And remember, past means it happened already. Present means that it's happening right now. And future means that it's going to happen tomorrow. Enjoy this exercise. Let's now turn to page 27 for our next exercise. On this page, you can see that we have words that are in blocks and blank spaces above. It is your job to cut out these words in the blocks and paste them in the correct order on the spaces provided. Remember, when we're doing sentence construction, we need to make sure that the sentence makes sense, just like how buildings need to make sense when they are constructed as well. So you are going to go and cut out each of these blocks according to the number of the sentence. Then you are going to try and put the 3 or 4 blocks together in different ways and make sure that they are correct. Remember, a sentence starts with a capital letter, so that will help you when it comes to the beginning of each sentence. Once you are done with number 1, number 2, and number 3, I want you to take a look at number 4 because it's a little different. It has 4 blocks, but like I said, you must check whether or not the sentence makes sense. My friend here has been doing hers, and this is what it now looks like. You can see that she tried very hard, and I am very impressed. Well done! If you did this one at home, or if you're going to do the same thing at home, good job. And remember, don't worry about how you're going to cut it. Just make sure you don't cut the words off. Let's move to the next exercise. I hope that your sentences make sense and that you had fun building your sentences and constructing them. Now we're going to take a little walk to phonics land. Let us go to page 29. Here we have a story, and this story is very important. But before we read the story, let us just move down a little bit to the boxes that we can see below. On these boxes, you can see that we have the sound A, but it is said in different words as we are reading. We say A as an AY sound, AY sound. That is the A sound. And this appears in words like laid, hail, mail, nail, paid, snail, frail, vain, pain, and drain. You can hear that I'm saying A every time it comes up. But on the other side, we have an E sound, or rather an A sound. So instead of saying A, we're now saying A, almost like how we say elephant, but a little bit different. The words we have are said, hair, pear, fair, stairs, air, chair. So even though they have the same letters, the A and the I, they sound differently. One says A and the other one says A. Now that you know the difference between the two sounds and how they make the word up, let us now go back up to the story. We are going to read the story once together. And then after that, I'd like you to read the story and look for the words that we were talking about before. So for now, I'd like you to please listen, and you're also going to look. If you want to read the story with me, you are more than welcome to. Are we ready? Let us go. Queen Claire with the fair hair sits on a chair while she paints her nails and puts on her pair of flat shoes. She has a pain in her leg. She must go to see her son in jail. He raided a ship to gain bait and hit a sailor in with a chain. She must travel by train, but the ticket must be paid at the main ticket stall. She moves as slow as a snail sails, but calls to the porter to aid her at the stairs. He helped her to hold on to the rail. There were clouds in the air, and it rained and hailed, pails and pails full while she waited. Her aim to see her son was in vain. The train never came. She wailed back home as she failed to see her son. Now she will mail a letter to him instead. So this is our story. And as you can see and hear, we have a lot of words that have A in them and A. So we are now going to look for the words that we were reading before. Remember, the words that we were reading before are below the passage. Let's take a look at these words again. You can see that they are there. As I am reading, and I will read slowly, you are going to look for these words. Remember, we need to make sure that when you are reading, take your time and sound them correctly. Let us go back up to the passage. And I am going to read very slowly, just in time for you to also underline the words as we go. Are you ready? Let's go. Queen Claire with the fair hair sits on a chair while she paints her nails and puts on her pair of flat shoes. She has a pain in her leg. She must go to see her son in the jail. He raided a ship to gain bait and hit a sailor with a chain. She must travel by train, but the ticket must be paid at the main ticket stall. She moves as slow as a snail, sails but calls the porter to aid her at the stairs. He helped her to hold onto the rail. There were clouds in the air, and it rained and hailed, pails and pails, full while she waited. Her aim to see her son was in vain. The train never came. She wailed back home as she failed to see her son. Now she will mail a letter to him instead. Now that we have read the story a second time, I'm going to ask you to read it by yourselves at home a third time, this time checking that you have underlined the correct words in the passage. Remember which words you're looking for, and once you find it, it will help you to cross them out from the box below. The exercise that is below the words is asking you to fill in the A sound for the following sentences. Now this is very easy, and I'm sure that you can do this by yourself. So when you are done with the passage, please go to these sentences and fill in the correct sound, and perhaps even read them when you are done. Our next exercise can be found on page 30. Here you can see that this is a crossword puzzle. Now normally crossword puzzles are for adults, but I'm going to teach you how to do a crossword puzzle. In a crossword puzzle, it's either we write our words going down or across. And the words that we have, we find them in what is called a word bank, which is below. Let us take a look at our word bank. You can see that we have these words. Let's read them together. We have sail, pail, rain, snail, paint, tail, train, and nail. If you can look at crossword puzzle, you can see that the same words we have just read in the word bank are also in picture form in our crossword puzzle. If you see a picture on top of a box, that means that that word must be written going down. But if you see a picture next to a box, that means that word needs to be written going across. We are going to do the smaller word cross together. You can see we have 3 pictures: a snail, a sail, and rain. Let us do the first one together, the snail. As you can see, I've already done the snail going down because the picture was on top. Now I'd like you to please do the same in your books. I can see that my friend has already done it here, and well done, my dear. If you have completed yours and done the same thing, well done. Remember, each letter must have its own box as shown here on the board. Let's go to the next picture that we can see in our smaller word cross. The next one we can see is a sail. Now, some people might call it a boat, but remember, we are doing the words with A in them. So we are going to complete that one as well. If you take a look at the board, the S is already there for us. So we just need to fill in the rest. And we are going to write our A, our I, and our L. We have now completed the top part of our word search. We are also going to do the last one here, which is a picture of rain. If you look at the board and in your book, you can already see that the A is already there. So we are going to fill in the missing letters. You can also do this in different colors as well, so that you are not confused. So we are going to write our R. Our A is already there. Our I, and our N. Our N. There it is. Now we have completed the smaller word cross. If you have completed yours, just like how my friend completed hers, well done. You can do now the bigger one by yourselves. Remember that if a picture is on top, that means you're writing the word going down. And if the picture is on the side, that means you're writing the word going across. Make sure that each letter has its own box as well. We have now come to the end of our lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed this whole week where we were talking about construction and how to build things, to break them apart, to decompose, to add, to subtract as well. But before we go, it's important for us to sanitize our hands. So let us take our sanitizer. Every time you are done doing anything, make sure that your hands are not only clean, but sanitized. And we check our social distancing by putting our hands across, and in front of us. Yes, well done. Our friend, Zashi. Okay, everybody, from Zashi, myself, and my friend would like to say bye!
Hi everyone, I'm Josh and I'm back. Even though the schools are closed, I thought about we can still do online classes, learning and reading. You can also do your schoolwork. Until next time, bye!